RC 39-inch edge here. It's the foam model, foam balsa carbon hybrid, and you can assemble it. I've already unboxed it, pulled it apart, had a brief look at it compared to my future RC edge, which some things look pretty similar in terms of how it's built, but the design is definitely different. It's longer by a little bit, the wingspan is wider, the hardware kit seems a little bit more complete. So we chuck it together, and yeah, it doesn't come with any instructions, which is a bit of a pain. I think Pilot RC definitely could include something, being a more premium brand than the stuff off AliExpress, but the AliExpress one was pretty simple, and they've got some photos on their website. So we'll start with the wing into the body, and gluing that in, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so that's the wing. I'm sure you can see the scheme there. Looks pretty cool. Very stiff. And that's the fuselage. So I've already unboxed this. One issue that I did have straight away is one of the magnets wasn't glued in there. That's really small fry and easy to fix. I'll probably drop it in there right now, actually, with a bit of glue and a bit of accelerator, but yeah, a bit of a bummer. Just use some CA, hopefully that'll hold it in there all good. In terms of tools, I don't think I'll need too much to assemble this. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. Just a little screw set, some pliers, some glue. I'll use CA for the whole build, which I did on the previous Future RC one. I'll reinforce the motor mount. I'll run some CA through all of the joints in there, but yeah, it looks like a pretty similar construction. I'm sure it'll hold up just fine without any epoxy reinforcement in that. That's good now. Perfect. We'll say it could just be that it's a newer plane, but I think the magnets are a step up on this compared to the Future RC as well. And the canopy is definitely a little bit nicer. The little carbon sort of fake trim on the inside is a nice touch. Sort of the difference you would expect. Yes. Yeah, we get the wing and start measuring it all up. In terms of equipment, I've got it all ready to go here inside the cowl. I'm just storing it there. It'll be a 4S setup, SunnySky, I think it's the X2220, 980 kV, and I'm running this on 4S. I use the GNB lithium high voltage packs, the 1300 milliamp. Power's insane, we'll test it, but I think it's, call it 500 or 700 watts. It's a really, really powerful setup. It's a lot of fun. Flight times are a little short, but that's okay. Alright. We're perfect. So what I do first is I'll just eyeball where the wing is, and then I'll measure it from leading edge, trailing edge, and then from tip of the wing on the back end to the tail, just to make sure everything is good before I It's either going to be a really poorly built plane, or I've got really good eyesight. I'm just going to slot the ailerons in loosely and have a look at it and make sure sort of there's an even gap between the inside of the ailerons and the fuselage once they're sitting in the wing. That should give me a bit of... Let's glue it. Alright, happy with how the wing's in. I decided to accelerate the whole thing because I'm a little bit lazy, so hopefully it doesn't bite me in the ass, but yeah, fingers crossed doesn't make it too brittle. Run the thin CA down the inside now, and then we'll get onto the elevator. I don't think that wing is going anywhere. Last time I built my future RC when I was a little bit lazy and I had these around the wrong way, so I'm going to try my hardest not to do that this time. To get this in the right way, we got to put it in upside down. So this is the top of the plane, this is the bottom. We're going to go in reverse direction, so the back of the elevator is facing the nose of the plane, upside down, in through the slot this way, so that the tip of the elevator, the leading edge, is pointing towards the back of the plane. That's the only way it's going to fit through. You see how it slides in like that. Be careful of the hinges so you don't rip them out. They're pre-glued. Now we can flip that up the right way around. I don't think it matters too much as long as you get it in there and you can get it flipping around the right way, but that's the easiest way I find. Then we've got to slot this in. We're going to measure this up, glue it in, then we do the hinges. It's a nice touch. So they've got white on there, which I'm assuming is going to be bang on to where it needs to be glued in. I'm going to measure it first. Close. Alright, now we're going to measure wingtip to elevator tip. Okay, good. Thin C8. Going to keep periodically going back throughout the build and just moving these control surfaces, just making sure I have no dramas with them. Ailerons, feel good, very stiff. Alright, we're really starting to look like a plane now. Beautiful. Fit and finish feels pretty good. Same as the future RC. Really excited to see how this one flies and handles, given that it's got a bit more design work or newer design work that's gone into it. I think now we'll get on to sort of landing gear and hardware and motor, cowl, that sort of thing. Yeah. Wireframe landing gear, I found it to be really durable on the future RC. This looks pretty close to a carbon copy. Just slots in the base of the plane. Should be a pretty tight fit, which it is. And there's going to be a little bit of wood in the hardware kit. Here, beautiful. That just will slot in. I am not going to use the stock setup. I'm going to take these wheels and these collars off of this model and put them onto this. Where I fly from, there's a lot of grass, a lot of rough, and I've never had any dramas with these wheels and nose over, and I'm pretty keen to stay with them. I'd love to have the wheel pants. I think they look really cool, but I guess that's an excuse to buy a bigger plane that can handle it. I've got this here. I'm just going to measure the tip to base. 40, so there's a good 1.5 2 centimeters of extra length on the plane. I'm interested to see how that makes it track. get the motor on. I'm not sure if I like the white spinner that's included better or my carbon fibre one, but I think we'll start with the white. After all, that's what the plane came with. I'm going to mount the ESC right down there. Going with 2 cable ties, one across the middle of the ESC, one across the back end of it. Ton of right thrust. Really looks like they've thought through the thrust angle. There's a ton of right thrust on that, which is great. This is going to have lots of power. Straight on to getting this cowl in place. 10 by 4.7 props, carbon fibre. I don't know the brand, just off AliExpress, but I believe on 4S it's, yeah, the 10 by 4.7, the plastic ones will just sort of flatten out a bit and vibrate. So this performed really well. I think it's the reason that I snapped the motor box off the Future RC one, because I noticed in a landing and prop is still fine, plane is not. Not wrapped with how the cow's sitting with the motor that I've chosen to use. You know, it is a different size. I don't think the white stickers on the cowl are going to last too long. They keep sort of pulling up, but we'll see. Oh, it's close enough. Now, I'm doing the rudder first, the control horn, because I did this one last time and I absolutely messed it up. What that massacre of foam allows me to do is get the battery right back pushed up against the wing like that, which I, as I said, you know, I'd done on the previous Future RC. Do it at your own risk. If you do it, if the wing snaps, don't talk to me. Don't talk to Pilot either, it's not their fault. I don't think it's going to snap, but if it does, it'll look spectacular at least. Now, final test. She's still not as heavy. It's not as bad. Look, the recommended is 85 to 90. I think that's as close as I'm gonna get. I might try some 1100s if I'm not happy with how it flies, but it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. I'm also going to go get some scales and see what the all-up weight. Okay, all-up weight with batteries. Battery, I should say. 850, so she's a bit of a pig. So I think it looks really good. Really happy with the scheme. Really happy with the balance. Time will tell if I stick with the white spinner or go the carbon. I don't think that'll shed anyway. So I might even take the spinner off if I want to just try and get a couple more mils down the back. Yeah, that's that build. I think it looks quite good. I'm really happy with the scheme. Looking forward to flying it. Fingers crossed I get to this weekend.